how were you approached for this role?
When Prashant wanted to make a superhero film, he told me, but he didn't tell me that he wanted to cast me in it. So I was very excited by the idea itself because it is the first time in Telugu. In Hindi films you have seen Koi Mil Gaya or Krish, other films like that, but in Telugu this is the first superhero film. I was excited for that idea itself. So I was very excited when he offered me.
Tell us, what has been the best compliment you've received so far?
There are many, from Chiranjeevi sir to Samantha Garu to Ravi sir, Rana Garu, everybody in the industry wanted to congratulate us.
What about that famous thing that you do,
Yeah.
Show it to us, na? Once एक बार दिखाओ.
It's RR नहीं है, फिर भी आप clap कर रहे हैं देखने के बाद. It's this. Yeah. Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely.
Hi, this is Teja Sajja and you're watching me on Bollywood Hangama.
Hi guys, welcome to Bollywood Hangama. My name is Urmin. So I have with me the first Telugu superhero, Teja Sajja. How are you doing?
I'm good, Urmin Garu. Thank you. Namaskar.
हनुमंत हमारे साथ है आज. It's so good to see you.
Thank you.
Especially because बहुत प्यारा response मिल रहा है. Everyone's been, overwhelmed with the film. How are you taking it all in?
Very happy, but once the first show ended, when I knew that audience has loved this film, that's it. That's my peak point of that's where my satisfaction lies. So after that, all the records that Hanuman is doing, all the numbers, I'm happy for that because the numbers finally translate into the number of audience watching the film.
That's right.
I'm happy for that. Yeah.
So is that a conscious effort that you always do? You don't want to take in a lot of feedback?
I am surprised with this film. Somehow, I think maybe I've expected this to happen, or I don't know what. But after the release, with the overwhelming response or anything, nothing has gotten into me in that kind. There's no excitement, anything. I'm just seeing how many audience will the film reach to.
But how is your family reacting to this? This is a
They're
pan-India film, so it's reached like larger people. There are a lot of things that have changed, after the film. I'm sure, right?
I think they are not yet aware of what has happened. You always look at your kids in the same way, so I think they're not yet aware, but they're very happy. It was a tough period for them also, while I was struggling to break back into the films after being a child actor. At a point, they were even tensed, worried about how my future would be. But now they're okay that they know that I can survive for the rest of my life over here.
How was life being a child actor? Was it different for you in school and your
Not in school. I've been to Hyderabad Public School.
Okay.
So all the star kids were in the same school.
Acha.
So I wasn't treated any differently. Ram Charan Garu, Rana Anna, our Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu from Andhra Pradesh. There are many others. So, but school has helped me a lot to pursue the career I want to. It helped me a lot. There were no attendance problems or no exam problems. I somehow managed to pass all my exams, but that was just for the sake of completing my education. That's it. I wasn't great at studies.
This is a massive hit, and for a lot of good reasons. जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा before the interview that I think there was entertainment, there was action, there was romance, there was emotion, everything with the right kind of ingredient put together. Tell us, how were you approached for this role?
I've known Prashant Garu since a decade. We both worked for another film right before Hanuman also.
Okay.
When Prashant wanted to make a superhero film, he told me, but he didn't tell me that he wanted to cast me in it. So I was very excited by the idea itself because it is the first time in Telugu. In Hindi films you have seen Koi Mil Gaya or Krish, other films like that, but in Telugu this is the first superhero film. I was excited for that idea itself, and then when he told me that he's mixing up superhero with Indian itihasas, that's an even more bigger thing. So when he finally wrote the story, then he wanted an underdog who looks lean. He wanted somebody like that. Then I was the perfect fit for him. He exactly knows what I bring to the table, and his very confident of my craft, I think.
Yeah.
So I was very excited when he offered me.
Is there something that you brought to the table yourself, improvised during the course of understanding your character, Hanuman?
Of course, definitely. There's not only in this film, but in every film, I think actors contribute a lot. But when the director is my friend, of course, there'll be a lot of discussion happening, and there are no inhibitions between both of us in mutual ways. He also tells in the same way. I also talk in the same way. There's a lot of improvements, but I think it's better if the director tells what I've brought in on the table.
But what about that famous thing that you do,
Yeah.
Show it to us, na? Once एक बार दिखाओ ना.
It's RR नहीं है, फिर भी आप clap कर रहे हैं देखने के बाद. It's this. Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. So, did you enjoy this particular choreography? Because it becomes like a thing, Now people meet you. Have they started?
No,
doing
not
this?
yet. No, not yet.
ये बताएं that another thing that has been discussed in this film is the VFX. And Prashant, who we just recently interviewed, mentioned that it was put after the kind of response he got with the teaser. What was your reaction when you saw the VFX? How was it for you to see it in the film?
You know what? This is a fun fact. I've seen the final VFX on 8th of January, and our premieres were scheduled for 11th of January. So it was a very panic moment for me until I've seen the final output, because you know how VFX works.
Yeah.
So until the last output comes, you will not know what exactly is happening. So that was a tension phase for me. I had a lot of panic attacks, but ultimately it was all worth it.
What were you most worried of when you were shooting the entire film? Deep down.
Deep down, that I might die someday in the action sequences. We were doing very risky stunts. Because of the resources that we have, the constraints that we have, we didn't have any body double or head replacement shots or anything. All the stunts that you see in the film are done by me. So there were many such occasions where I pushed myself to an edge. But as I said, it's all worth it. I loved it. I loved the journey.
Did you enjoy the action
sequence?
sequence?
Of course. I loved it. So all my Telugu media friends, they keep saying this in a great way that, oh, you worked so hard. Yeah, I worked so hard for myself, for this film. That's my film. So I don't look at it that way. I'm very happy that it turned out to be for the best.
Everyone's talking about the scene right before the interval, which was so thrilling, the action sequence, where Prashant also used a particular camera to zoom in and zoom out. And he mentioned that it had to be timed because the camera could just not listen. It would flip.
Correct.
Do you have any memories shooting that?
Yeah,
scene?
that was the first time that I was working with that camera, and we have placements given.
Okay.
Like when the camera is in the first place, you have to be this place. Not even by 5 inches also, you shouldn't be moving. So it should be that precise. Otherwise, the whole shot, to make another shot, it will take 45 minutes to 1 hour. So a lot of money will be wasted. So we had to be on spot, perfect, and sometimes my gada or the mace would come in between the camera, and still I would continue without stopping, because at least he would cut from there and use it. Otherwise, it'll take another 1 hour to set up the shot again. So it was fun. That was one of the first Telugu films we've used bold camera for, but our release was delayed, and Vikram and other films also came in which used that effect.
Do you have a favorite scene?
Yeah, of course. The Jai Shri Ram episode is my favorite thing. The chopper stopping sequence was my favorite, and of course, finally the God.
So, since all that we see is the final product, but for you to actually imagine there is something, and then have that kind of an emotion or that expressing it out, were there times where you were also finding it difficult, confusing, what is the final product that's going to look like?
No, it is a very boring process to work on green mats, okay? I'll be very honest with you. So you will not have anybody to reciprocate. See, for instance, the last sequence where God will be coming down. So you don't have anybody over there to look at. So you'll not have any reciprocation or anything. You have to just imagine and do it. So I stick to the fact that I'm not bothered with what is happening around me. I'll just think about my character, what this character is feeling at this point, and perform to it. If I start thinking about what is around me or what might come in the graphics and all, then the whole thing will get messed up.
Correct. So that was great. Tell us, was there anything that you took from the set? Probably the stone.
Took back home
Yes,
or
took back home.
I just called up my office yesterday evening, I mean Prashant's office, and asked for the stone itself because I wanted to put it in my
Where
office.
is the stone? Is the stone still
It's-
around?
yeah, it's there. It's there in Hyderabad, right in our office, to use it whenever we want.
Tejas, this is such a great film because of the love that everyone is supporting
Thank you,
you all
ma'am.
with from the film industry also. Tell
Yes,
us
ma'am.
what has been the best compliment you've received so far.
There are many, from Chiranjeevi sir to Samantha Garu to Ravi sir, Rana Garu, everybody in the industry wanted to congratulate us. I didn't want to put this out, but I've got a call from Charananna. I've got a call from NTR Garu. So they all loved the film and they just wanted to encourage us because we are new boys.
Yeah.
Any small amount of appreciation from them would mean the world to us. And one superb incident that I will never forget is I went to a theatre in Hyderabad. That's a multiplex, and it had recliners. So I just wanted to watch the last 10 minutes of the sequence. I was there for another event, not for my film's screening or anything. So I just opened the door and I was peeping into the theatre. I didn't want to disturb the audience with the light. So when we open the door, fully broad light will go into the theatre. No? So I was just peeping into the theatre, and a small kid just jumped from the recliner. She is around 3 years old, and she was walking that way, this way, and she saw me. For a second, she saw me, and then she looked back at the screen, and then saw me again. Then she was like, "Mama, Hanuman." So the mother didn't see me. So she was saying, no, come here, sit back again. So that was a very cute moment that I'll never forget.
Damn. Only between the kid and
Yeah, and the mother will never accept this. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
Maybe she'll grow up and say that I was right.
correct.
See the interview.
Yeah, right.
What can you tell us about Jai Hanuman now? How is it coming along? What have you heard? What's the process like?
I don't know how far I can reveal about it, but as you all know, the film ended up with. Why are you laughing? I'm sure you've asked this question, Prashant sir, also, and I don't know what exactly he has revealed and what he didn't.
We'll know. We'll match the two.
Yeah, so it'll be predominantly about Lord Hanuman's journey. So Lord Hanuman character will be played by somebody else, and of course Hanuman also will be a part of it in a way. Yeah.
So Prashant confirmed that Ram Charan ji is going to be part of it.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I know this. Okay, you're just pulling me into it.
Ram Daggubatti is also.
No.
He was.
No, he didn't even. Yeah. Now I know how to get this.
Okay, but the one thing that I'd heard him say during a press conference was that if there was one thing that you need to improve on is your romance skills.
Right.
So what are your thoughts about it?
True, that is true. I know that for a fact. I need to improve on it. I'm a little shy, so I have to work on it.
But romance comes from also your personal life experiences. No?
Yeah, that is because I don't have a romantic personal life. That is one of the factors playing in the films as well. Yeah. Hi, this is Teja Sajja and you're watching me on Bollywood Hangama.